Hello, and welcome to the We Recommend podcast, a movie podcast where every week we recommend a movie for you to watch, and then come back here and listen to us discuss. I'm Jesse.
I'm Jason.
Not so funny, meow, is it? Because this week we recommend Super Troopers.
Have you ever had an experience with a super trooper?
No. I haven't. Well, I mean, like with a state trooper, yeah. Highway.
Not even like a mild trooper.
No, they all been
Decent
pretty low level trooping.
Just professional, mostly.
Yeah, mostly. Or weirdly aggressive for some reason.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Would you rather the cops act like this or not act like this?
I assume that it would be problematic.
Yeah. I could not watch this without being like, dude, this is fucked up. But here's the thing.
Maybe
the whole
pepper it
time,
in.
I was like, well, if y'all get to act like this, y'all should at least let most of these people go, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you do the meow bit with someone, they get to go.
It's just a fun time before you get a ticket.
Or even though, like, especially the, like, people at the beginning, even though, like, you know, they have drugs and mushrooms or whatever, but, like, they definitely should have been let go. Just be like, look, don't be on the road with drugs again. We just messed with you because we knew you're druggies.
What?
But like, because if they, I would be like, all right, I want a lawyer now. I'm going to tell them everything you did.
Hell yeah.
And they'd be like, oh yeah, that probably wouldn't work.
No, I wonder when weed became legal in Vermont.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to look that up real quick. But yeah, I was just like, the whole time I was like, oh, this would have been hilarious in the 2000s.
If in 2018, so this movie was 2001.
Yeah. Yeah. 17 years before that. Yeah, they definitely were probably
They're heading in
super
the right
aggressive.
direction.
Yeah.
But the opening bit is the funniest shit in the
It really
goddamn
is.
world.
It is kind of the best part of the whole movie. The meow bit is really good too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I think of any movie though, I think this is the funniest opening.
Yeah.
Like,
Really?
I think so. This is my number one.
It's just them driving off, appearing behind them, driving off again.
Slamming on the brakes and backing up.
Like,
Pull over.
I would flip my shit if this was happening to me. I'd be like, I don't know. Do I just get on the ground and put my hands behind my head? Like, what do I do in this situation? What I do like about them is how they don't look scary at all as cops,
No.
except for Farva. He definitely would be a little scary.
His attitude.
He's the one that looks most like a cop, which is
The
why
shaved head, yeah.
I think they make him the worst cop out of all of them, most aggressive.
But like, if you look at movies like Beer Fest, when Hefferman, I think his name is John Hefferman.
Yeah,
he doesn't look mean at all in that one. It's just because he's wearing like a polo.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it just has a lot to do with what he's wearing.
I barely even remember him in Club Dread. Like, I remember everybody, especially
he's like a
Mac
Zen
lot.
master in Club Dread.
Oh yeah.
He gives women orgasms
Yeah.
by touching them on the face.
I like mainly remember. Oh God, here we go. I'm gonna try to say the name. We looked it up before. Chandra
Shakar.
We're gonna call him Jay. I remember him from it, and Mac. It's either between Thorny and Mac as my two favorites in the movie. I think.
Mac is just fucking wild.
Yeah, he's great when he goes to attack Farva and he just flies past the car.
Did you ever watch Salute Your Shorts?
I don't think I did.
Because John Hefferman was in that as a child actor. I used to
really?
love that show.
That's how he got famous. Salute Your Shorts.
But he was just kind of like the fat idiot.
Yeah.
I feel like he gets that role quite a bit. So,
Oh wait, I said like I thought Jay or Mac or Thorny and Mac were my favorite. No, my favorite was Brian Cox.
yeah, he's
kind of the
fucking awesome.
funniest one in it. I love how they always have him like set up in front of like a deer or something, so he always has antlers behind him. Such a good
I didn't
bit.
notice that. That's so funny.
That's so good. And like when he does his Irish accent, it's great. Which I have actually some facts about old
Coxie.
Coxie. So Brian Cox asked Broken Lizard if he could be in this film.
Nice.
So he's always like before this, he was always playing like bad guys. Like he plays Hannibal Lecter, I think, in one movie.
Damn.
Plays like Nazis, pedophiles, like you know,
Shit.
because he's a scary guy. He has that scary guy vibe. So he
So he's attempting to change his image.
yeah.
That's nice.
So Jay in a
He's like,
interview.
no, guys, look, I love being a pedophile.
Yeah.
But
I want to be a funny pedophile.
I want to expand my range.
Yeah. But so Jay said in an interview, he actually called us. He's always playing parts like pedophiles and Nazi generals and nasty people, and he's a big Jerry Lewis fan and thinks he's got that bone in him. He's been looking for a comedy to do, and he kept contacting us, and he turned out to be amazing.
Hell yeah, he did.
Agreed.
He's so chill, like with everybody. He's so
Yeah.
patient with
Yeah.
his idiot
I know.
employees.
It's like you always just want them to like, dude, you need to like go full Brian Cox on these guys here. Because like, you guys are losing your business.
Yeah, just bring him along with everything you do.
I bet people, I mean, it sucks like if you get pulled over by this group, but like, that's got to be like, people probably drive like crazy on that interstate. It'd be like, look, I don't know. They're probably sleeping or masturbating. So
No, like Vermont is beautiful, but there's not a lot going on there, so I can see why they would get bored
yeah.
and start doing stuff. Like
Yeah. I mean, that's like
this.
a rich, like,
Yeah, the cost of
mostly
living
a-
up there is insane.
a rich
like
state.
homes,
Yeah.
like the one that I have would be like $1.5 million.
Jesus Christ.
It's because we were thinking about moving up there
Yeah. I remember you talking about
because my
that.
brother-in-law lives up there.
And you're like, Jesse, move with us.
Yeah, no,
They
he,
legalize weed.
yeah, that's not a good reason to move somewhere if it
Mm.
can't afford it.
Are we not sure that's a good reason
Oh, well,
to move
I
up
think there's a
there?
lot more better reasons to move out of this current state. But
Yeah. So the beginning of the opening scene is based on a true story.
no shit.
So I guess
That's awesome.
like this happened to them. Some friends of the Broken Lizard were en route to Canada for a weekend of strip clubs, drinking, and getting high.
Hell yeah.
As they were going to the border, they were stuck in a long line of cars near the border. Their car was searched by patrol officers, and their marijuana was discovered, but the cops didn't find their shrooms enough to get at least 10 people buzzed, apparently. So while the agents were distracted, one of the dudes ate the entire bag right then and there. The drugs took full effect in lockup as the stoners were being individually questioned. In the end, one of the guys took the blame for the drugs before the cops interviewed their tripping friend. They were banned from Canada for 1 year, with the exception of the noble knight who took the fall. He was barred from the Great White North for 7 years.
Dang.
Yeah, that's rough. It's like,
That's
come on,
incredible.
Canada.
I was
Really?
trying to it's amazing that's the most likely to be true part out of this whole scenario. But
Yeah.
I was trying to think, which part was he talking about that really happened? Was it the guy ran out of a bar shooting
Yeah.
after he shot the cops, like drove him to Mexico?
That was a good bit too. I did like that. Because I was wondering, I was like, oh, I thought the white guy at the beginning was going to be Mac. But then whenever he pulled up, I was like, oh, that's right. I surprisingly remembered a lot about this movie, even though I've only watched it like one time, like in the 2000s. I was like, oh, I actually remember this whole movie pretty well.
That's the crazy
Surprisingly.
thing about memory is that you
Hell
mostly
yeah.
you remember how you feel about things.
Yeah. That was memory talk with Jason. So one of the actors' mothers came up with the title, actually. So I guess Miramax finally like picked up the film after like dropping it and then deciding to come back and do it. Jay recalls how his co-star's parents wasn't the biggest fan of Connecticut's Finest, as they had recently been pulled over for speeding. So when I guess the co-star told her about doing the movie, he's like, oh, you're making a movie about the Super Troopers, huh? And that's how they came up with the title. And so this wasn't the end of his mother's involvement, though. Along with her husband, she had a cameo appearance. They played the couple who Hefferman's character, Farva, pulls over and calls chicken fucker. The best part of that is they had no idea what he was going to say when he walked up to the car.
It's a good thing that his mom wasn't the supermodel, the German supermodel lady.
Yeah.
Mom, put your top back on.
Put your top back on. God.
Quick, grab my mom's boobs.
Quick.
It'll be hilarious.
Mom, show off the beaver for a second.
Oh, yeah, thirsty. Oh.
Another great one. So That's actual syrup that the guys were chugging.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, Eric Stolonsky to Reddit, it was indeed actually syrup they chugged for the famous scene. Originally, the prop woman had iced tea in the bottles, but it didn't have the glug, glug, glug thick look when he chugged it. So Jay and I said, we got to do the real thing. Then went into diabetic coma on a dark floor while everyone else enjoyed their lunch. So apparently they used the iced tea in like the wide shots where you couldn't really tell.
Yeah.
But in the like close-ups, like when Rabbit like just straight up chugs like the neck of the syrup. One of them's got to have diabetes at that point, right? Like, and speaking of diabetes, Brian Cox had it.
Oh,
so
shit.
whenever there's soap in the coffee, it's actually white chocolate. And when he takes, in the first take that they did, he took a bite out of it and like was like, oh, is this actual chocolate? They're like, yeah. It's like, I'm diabetic.
Oh, fuck.
So they ended up putting sugar-free white chocolate in it, which is
good call.
Yeah. And there's really not too much more. So I'm just going to do just one more. Oh, actually, I do have two. So whenever they're doing the bulletproof cup scene, which is great. That was a good bit. The scene was filmed outside an actual prison with Steve Lemmy wearing just a cup. Off camera had there was the fence line of the prison, and all the inmates was watching it and just shouting at him the entire time doing the bit. So good.
Oh no!
I said there was one more. Oh, for the last one. So the whenever they have Rabbit in the locker with all the shaving cream. So I guess it had menthol in it, and they didn't know. And of course, menthol like burns really bad after a while. So they had to like take him across the street to where the fire department was, and they had to hose him down. That was also a good bit because I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot about that."
That does burn. Like, did you ever put Gold Bond on your balls?
No, no, no. It
burns a little bit.
I've not really put a lot of things in my balls.
It feels amazing. Don't put Bengay on your balls. That burns a lot.
Really? What is Bengay? I don't even actually know.
It's like some kind of cream.
Yeah.
It's like minty. It's like muscle relaxation cream or something.
Your balls are like, whoa. Your balls are straight up high up in there.
I was going through puberty as a young pubescent boy.
Yep.
And my balls are itching so bad. I was like, what can I do to alleviate this? I found this tube. It says, can alleviate itching, burning, swelling.
Yikes.
I was like, hell yeah, let's go. And I was just like screaming.
Ah!
Oh, God,
wow. Yeah. Luckily, I've never had to deal with anything like awkward like that with my parents. So I'm really, really glad that didn't happen. All right, bro. I guess we can hop into the film. I got to ask, so like, how?
It's amazing you think my parents were there.
Oh, were they not?
I was, nope.
Okay, good.
That probably wouldn't have happened if they were.
Oh, well, I just assumed like, I don't know how young you were, so I just assumed you were like in high school or something. So.
I had a lot of time to myself.
A lot of time to put things on my balls, apparently.
Made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, probably needed a little bit of supervision. So before we hop into the plot, when was the last time you actually watched this?
Probably high school or college or something.
Did you think it held up?
Yeah.
Really?
I think. I mean, the picture quality's not too great. But
oh yeah, I just meant like comedy wise.
I think so. I was still laughing pretty hard.
Yeah. I found myself only sometimes chuckling. I was like, wow. Because I was kind of pumped to watch it. I was like, let's go, Super Troopers. It's been so long. And I was like, huh.
I did notice a lot of different things to be funny than younger me did. Most definitely.
Yeah, I actually kind of enjoyed more like the Ursula and Foster stuff more than I felt like that was like a boring part when I was younger. But now in this one, I was just like, oh. Yeah. I was like, dang, I just became a romantic.
His heart grew 10 times that day.
Yeah.
10 sizes.
And I also kind of like really enjoyed the Grady and Captain stuff a lot more than I felt like I did when I was younger. I was like, and maybe that's just because of his Succession and how much I love Brian Cox. And I forgot the actor's name who played Grady, but he's always great. He's always like a bad guy in a movie. It's perfect.
He does have the evil look. And I
Yeah.
think he's German. His name is like Von something.
Oh,
Something.
Daniel von Bargen.
Yeah.
Von Bargen. Yeah, I was just like, whenever I came out the end of it, I mean, I did laugh. I'm not gonna say I didn't laugh at anything, but I was like, dang, I don't remember the way I used to. But it's still a fun movie to watch. I really was just like, because I watched it this morning and I was like, man, this would have been great last night. Some Delta 8 or something. A little bit of wine in me. That'd have been great. All right, bro. You ready to hop in the plot?
Yeah, let's go.
So we start off, got some potheads in a car. They're just driving, having a good time, looking gross and all sweaty in their car. Car's completely filthy. It's
Just
awful.
Dirty college
Yeah.
students.
And then they notice that there's a cop car right next to him. So they're like, the guy in the back, they're like, hey, eat this bag of weed. He's eating bag and all.
What I love when they're talking about, like, if you own beachfront property,
Oh,
then
yeah.
do you
I forgot all
own
about
the
that.
water
Yeah.
or the sand?
It's
What
like,
if there's
no.
a naked chick on the beach? Do you
No,
own
man.
her too?
The water's all God's.
It's God's water, man.
It's God's water, man. That was a really good bit. Yeah. That is true. You don't own the water. I don't think you can own the water, right?
No, I don't
Okay.
think so.
I didn't know. It's because, I mean, like, what if you want to put, what if a part of your house is in the water? Because they do have houses where they're a little bit in the water. Does that mean you'd own the water at that point?
Totally. And everything the light touches.
The water, comes into your, property line and it goes out. Come back, you're mine. Every fish that comes up on sea, bird tries to steal it. Hey, bird, my fish. But yeah, so he eats the weed. Ugh. Have you ever ate weed?
I have.
Really?
I've been in this situation.
Really?
But with a very tiny amount of weed.
What did that do to your stomach?
It was such a small amount that I don't know. I don't really think it did anything.
It's like whenever, the next time you pooped, was it like Mr. Hanky and Tally combined?
I rolled it up and smoked it. So.
Oh. It's like, dang, dude, it tastes bad, but it feels good.
It feels more refined.
Yeah. And then the guy in the back, he eats like 2 huge shrooms.
That big bag of shrooms.
And then he has another pot thing. He's
Those
like,
are shrooms, man.
yeah. And then he gets handed another giant bag of pot, and he's like, dude, I cannot do this. And so they just throw it out the window. It's like, why didn't you just throw everything out the window at that point?
And I love how the super troopers are just staring at them this whole time.
Yeah.
And he tries to block them.
Block them by just sitting up a little bit. Yeah. It's like, dude, just put it under your seat at that point and just act normal, right? Like, why?
I don't know.
They can't just search your car at that point. Just be
Unless
like,
you let them.
you can't search my car, sorry.
Yeah.
And then unless they bring it's like, hold on, hi, we're going to call a K9. But they have 2 cop cars, so I think you're safe. So the cops immediately start playing with them. They act like they're going to pull them over. Then they just drive off past them. They're already kind of pulled over and they're like, oh, thank God. And they're kind of talking a little bit. And then they turn around and the cops
somehow got behind them.
They got behind them. It's like, how slow were they driving?
No, they were stopped.
Well, it's did they slowly reverse or did they
no,
turn
they
around?
went around. I had to.
And so they're right behind them. So they kind of question them, just kind of making them feel terrible.
So you know how fast you were going?
It's like 65. You're like, no, you're going 63.
But is it the speed limit 65?
65? Yeah. And then he asks for the registration. They drop it. And then when they come back up, they're gone. And then they're like, oh, thank God. Fuck the cops. And then back up. Get behind them. Turn on the lights. Pull over.
I love how when they run back to the car, that they pull around the opposite side of them.
Yeah.
So
This is so stressful.
Dude, I pulled you over?
My favorite line, I pulled over. I can't pull over anymore. And then they find the weeds, and then the guy in the back starts freaking out. Suddenly a car flies by them. They're like, shit. And then cuts to them having the 3 guys in the back of the cop car as they go to find them. They follow them. And then you have, we kind of cut to Foster because Farva's on the radio or dispatch, calling Foster, and he's just fishing and he's got a dummy in his car. And then the car's driving past him and Foster's trying to get in his car. He's got the dummy hanging out the window, runs right into the dummy. That was a good bit. I did like that bit.
Knocks his head off.
Yeah. And then the guy driving stops at a diner. And they run in to get him, and it turns out it's their colleague, Mac.
Oh, they got him. I guess
Yeah, awesome outfit.
There's like some kind of game they play where they if they get away with it, they get $20 or
yeah,
something
like that. Yeah. And something we learned at this point is that the guy that was with Thorny, who is Jay, we're not going to say his actual name.
Rabbit.
His name is Rabbit. He's the rookie. I loved Rabbit in this. He's so genuine and great, and he kind of almost like the low key when they started doing like low key comedy, where it's just like a little off the mark like response to something. That was when it was like so in my bag.
Which one? Which part are you talking about?
There's just like a lot of things that like a rookie would say he's just like trying to get along, but he's just like saying it small under his breath. That just like was cracking me up throughout the movie. I don't have it in my notes. And then they're just kind of like, they come up with a prank for the potheads. So Mac pretends to shoot the cops in the building and runs out and goes back into the cop car, and he tells the stoner guys like, let's go to Mexico. And just starts doing donuts. Cut to the title.
Last day for them.
Super Troopers. I know, and they still get in trouble. I feel like at that point, you got to let them go.
I don't think they really like got them in trouble.
Yeah, and like a lot, because they're partying a little later after that. Yeah, maybe they just kind of like dropped them off at that point.
Just trying to scare them, I think.
Scare him straight.
Yeah.
So.
Is this what they do at those scared straight camps?
Yeah.
Probably.
So then we cut to Thorny and Rabbit. They're at the restaurant. They're chugging syrup. Looks like the rookie's going to win, but then Thorny, of course, wins.
God, that's awful.
Yeah, like I'm having a sugar rush just thinking about it. And then we see that there's another police department there, where it's the actual police department, as in the Super Troopers are
the
highway patrol.
Police.
Yeah. And they just immediately start having confrontations with them because the police department doesn't take them serious. And then Mac starts throwing like bottles of syrup at one guy.
He's like, sit down.
Yeah.
He throws another one.
Yeah. And then they all start fighting, because every time they're together, they all start fighting. And then Brian Cox comes in and breaks it up.
You know how they get when they get the sugar or that syrup in them?
Yeah, you get that syrup
juice in their pants.
So then we cut to them. They're having a meeting. We kind of learn that if their numbers don't go up, they will be shut down. As in, they're only making like, we learned that Foster only made like 3 tickets. He only like gave 3 tickets for a month
because he's been fishing.
It's like, dude, they give like 3 tickets an hour off our road down through there. The state troopers do.
I'm always have to be so careful down through here.
It's crazy, bro. Like, I go to the dump. They have a car pulled over. And like the dump's like 5 minutes away from my house. I come back, they have a different car pulled over. I'm like, give people a break out in these streets.
They're working hard, man.
Sheesh, they ain't gonna shut down. We learned that Farva is suspended. He's trying to do he wants to be a part of the games, right? Because they always play games. The Super Troopers do.
Because he's an asshole.
Yeah. So his big idea is he gives coffee and he puts soap in one of theirs, and it's like, it's not a good game.
I love when Brian Cox, he's like, Farva, you forgot the coffee. And he points his gun at him.
Yeah. It's like, get to work.
You got a cat.
And this is kind of a little bit of what I'm saying whenever they're like talking under their breath a lot. Because like the whole time Brian Cox is talking, you have Mac and Rabbit talking to you. She's like, just do it. Eat the soap. Take a bite of the soap. And so then like Brian Cox takes a bite and spits it on Mac. It's good. And so, yeah, the point of that scene is like, they just got to get their numbers up. Then we cut to Foster and Mac. They're the 2 teams. They're the team in that car. They're at a traffic stop to play the meow game. I love it. It's Jim Gaffigan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they essentially just keep going up to him. He's like, because the record is no one's ever said meow 10 times. So he gets to him and is like, anytime he says meow or something like that, it's always meow. The Jim Gaffigan, who actually his name in the movie is like Larry Johnson or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a character he played on Law and Order, apparently. So it was a bit for that. And every time he says meow, like Jim Gaffigan starts laughing, and then Mac starts laughing on the other side of the car.
You just see his belly shaking.
It's so like, and then like he ends up giving him an actual ticket, and it's like, You can't give him a ticket if you just do the game.
But they weren't even the ones that pulled him over. Like,
That's right. Because the local police pulled him over.
How did they know how fast they were going?
Yeah, exactly.
Why did you give this man a ticket?
It's like, what did you even write down? How fast? Like, it's just put like 5 miles over just so you say they could.
Well, they do that anyway.
That's
like
true.
just to give you a break sometimes.
That's true.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Luckily, the only times like I've actually been speeding whenever I've been pulled over has only been like 2 or 3 times.
Mm.
And the other times I've been pulled over and I was like, I wasn't speeding. I don't know what you're talking about. But usually they just gave me
They didn't pull the gun
a
on
warning.
You?
No.
I've had guns pulled on me twice.
Really? Just for speeding?
Because, well, to be fair, I was young and stupid and I got out of the car because I was like, what do I do? I was panicking. I was like, what do I do? Do I meet him outside? And so I was like, I got out. He's like, get back in the car. And he pulled his gun. I was like, you got it, man.
It's like, sorry, dude.
All right.
I'm an antsy person.
No problem.
Yeah, don't ever get out of the car, bro.
Yeah, I learned that lesson twice.
That's insane. Your parents should have been around more. Wait, you did it twice?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But now I don't do it.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then eventually, so while they're doing the meow game, then he's like, oh, you only did 9. He just yells at him, meow.
One more. Meow.
Yeah. Place should be shut down.
Yeah.
This place definitely should be shut down. So then we cut to like Favre and Rabbit. Farva is having Rabbit, I guess, clean his car or clean the police car. Like they kind of just get in an argument. They like get face to face with each other. And Thorny comes up.
You're gonna set my country music award on fire?
Oh yeah, because he does like this whole bit with a country music award. Wow.
Great story, Farva.
Yeah. All because he just got a little bit of grease on his hand.
It's so stupid. He's like,
know.
You know what this is, rookie? A shabby cloth? He's like, lucky guess.
Yeah, it's like, what were you gonna roast him because he didn't know what it was? Yeah, wild. He should have been like, just fire the guy. Just get anybody else in this building other than Farva.
But I kind of think that they kind of know they're pranking everyone. And they're kind of just like, can't get rid of this guy.
Yeah,
like we're not in much better.
Yeah, but he's the worst.
He is the worst.
He can't even prank. Can't be a cop and he can't be a prankster. Rabbit and Thorny, they go on a call. They get to a call. It's like there's a dead girl in an RV. The police department are already there. And like we see that.
Was she wearing a dog collar?
Yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah, and eating out of a dog bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess there's some freaky stuff.
Kinky.
Oh, wow.
With a pig.
Yeah. And we see that she has a tattoo of a monkey with his boner in a banana.
Yeah. His
Johnny the Chimp.
Jerking off a
Johnny
banana.
Chimpo or whatever they called it. And then they
awesome tattoo.
Like they start hearing like noises from behind a door. Turns out it's a pig. It's an insane pig, apparently.
Hell yeah.
Pigs are crazy.
It's
they do
huge.
act wild. Yeah.
I mean, I think they make good pets, apparently, but they get so big.
Yeah.
And then you just eat them? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, you just eat the pig. Yeah, it's bacon, ham, pulled pork.
I know, but like, it's your pet.
Well,
what
most
if you
people
love
don't.
The pig?
Most people don't raise them to be pets. Some people do, and then they just get big and they just hang.
You can eat it, I guess.
They just hang out with it, you know.
It's kind of the perfect pet.
Most people get like potbelly pigs, though.
You don't want to hire a pet sitter for when you go on vacation? Hell, just slaughter it.
Yeah. Okay. That's true. It's like, dang.
We can get another pig.
It's like, should we bring any food? It's like, well, we do have a pig.
I already got the cooler packed. Let's go.
Yeah. Nothing but ham, bacon, and pulled pork, baby. Let's go. We gonna get fat on this vacation. So, Mac and Foster show up. They're all kind of arguing about who's gonna get the RV and like who's gonna get like the case, essentially.
Yeah, the jurisdiction.
So the two departments start to fight. We also meet Ursula for the first time. She's there, and Foster's kind of
she was in the
her.
diner too. Like,
oh yeah.
Foster kind of said something stupid to her.
Yeah, because he walks up to her at the diner. That's right. You're right.
But you don't really know who she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's still kind of talking to her. But then the fight erupts out. They all start fighting each other. Half of the police department get arrested. Half of the highway patrolmen get arrested by the police department. It's like, I love it. And then you got Foster and Ursula like talking. It's like, all right, how about I give you this one for that one?
For the dumb fat one?
Yeah.
She's like, you're going to have to be more specific.
Oh, that's such a good bit, though. Um,
I love it when Matt goes into the RV and then comes out with a bloody nose.
Yeah, it's like, what the
hey, you know there's a dead girl in there.
that was good. It's like, what did that pig do to you,
He's
bro?
just got his ass kicked.
Just let the pig run out by itself.
Animal
Then
control.
you have to catch a pig on the middle of the highway, though.
Ooh, yeah.
But yeah, so to end it all, the highway patrol just gives away the case.
Yeah, so fuck it, you deal with the
And
pig.
the captain is mad for them. So it's like, dudes, what did we just say?
We're going under.
We have to be better.
We have to solve the crimes.
Because he goes in, they're all in the locker room. They're all just trying to act normal. And then once like the captain walks out, Rabbit just walks out. It's like, all right, I'm going to get cleaned up. I'm going to go shower. Such a small, great bit. I loved it. It was one of the best.
It kind of makes you want to be a rookie.
Yeah.
You feel like, oh.
Well, it's just like, I love how just he's so down for it, but he's also like they don't like just hate him.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, they kind of just like, oh yeah, you can be along with some of the bits, but we are going to haze you. And it's like, I loved that dynamic with Rabbit.
Fun.
Yeah, it's great. And then we cut to a local kids baseball game.
Also love how the captain he sees what's going on. But he kind of realizes that this has to happen.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, because as we'll learn a little later, he was doing all the same shit.
He invented it.
Yeah, he invented half the games.
But the baseball game. Holy
we go to the baseball game. We learn Thorny has a kid and it got kind of a hippie girlfriend. Oh, the other team is full of like, I guess the police department's kids. So it's like highway patrol versus police department.
Everything is versus each other.
It is fun that it was highway patrol versus police department instead of like police versus fire department, which is like, constantly through most cop things.
But it's nice that all the troopers and cops, they show up to support each other.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
And we'll learn a little later that Thorny and his girl, they're kind of together, kind of not.
Open relationship
it's an open relationship type thing. We see Foster, he's flirting with Ursula. They kind of do a bit where it's like they talk about the fight from earlier, and she's like, oh yeah, it just hit me right in the face. The baseball gets hit and hits her in the face. She hits him with like the snow cone.
Dumps the snow cone on him.
Fun bit. That snow cone was supposed to be like slushy, but so as the prop, they had like a solid brick of ice, so it looked good on camera. And like she kept hitting them with that instead because they would. I guess it was kind of like a prank. They wouldn't like exchange it out.
Ouch.
And then we cut to Ursula at the baseball game asking her boss for more field work, but he's like misogynistic.
It's a man's world.
Just completely disrespects her about it. It's like, how about we just put you in a field or something? It's like, I don't get the joke. So then we cut to Foster going to the police department to talk to Ursula. He tries to flirt, but we learn that Ursula doesn't date cops. She kind of seems like she likes them, but kind of doesn't. They walk into like the jail cell. He's like, what is this, 8x8? It's like, yeah, ours is 9x9. Yeah. So they make a bed, and when he's leaving, he like turns around, walks into the cell. It's like, oh, our doors are all over here.
I love it when she says she doesn't date cops. He's like, well, I'm not really a cop.
Yeah. I give 3 tickets. I mainly fish. Then we see Foster and Mac. They're on patrol. They pull over a semi. They're going to play a game called Repeat, but Foster doesn't want to play. We learn throughout this is that essentially whatever Foster say, Mac just comes in and repeats it. We see that the guy they pull over is huge, much taller than them. The truck didn't pull into a weigh-in, so they go to check his load. He's like, "Yep, just get up in there. You can check the load."
That's
and they
smart.
close the door, and they're just like, locked in there for 2 hours. Then Thorny and Rabbit come in. They're like, did it again, huh? It's like, it's not the first time.
You catch him in the middle of that story.
Yeah.
He's like, that's the second time I got crabs.
Yeah.
God damn it, shut up.
And then they see that and they also, the truck driver stole their car.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what he said.
Yeah.
To scare him. Because he's like, no, it's really just parked across the street.
Yeah.
Oh, why'd you tell him?
Classic rookie mistake. Turns out all the boxes of soap are boxes of weed with a chimp with a boner with
banana
boner. Banana boner. Say that 5 times
banana
fast. Yeah. Oh, good one. So we learned that the trucker's name was fake. The truck's soap company is fake. Rabbit notices the monkey symbol, Johnny Chimpo. Apparently the monkey has a butler.
Afghanistan animation.
Yeah. Mayor's says they need as much police as they can get now. I put pictures bit. What was the pictures?
Oh
bit?
yeah, because he's really cool. Like they all love him.
Yeah.
And he wants to get in on the picture.
Yeah. Duh.
He throws in the shotgun.
Yeah, and because they keep doing like this, like they're posing for the camera.
Yeah.
And so, like, I guess the mayor wants to keep the police, the highway patrol,
Yeah, he likes
like in
them
business. He likes them. He gets to go over there and like, make jokes, or like maybe the captain and him go way back or whatever.
He's just a cool guy.
Yeah, he just seems like pretty chill.
They all kind of act like skittish around him.
Yeah,
they like him so
they're like,
much.
yeah, mayor's here. And yeah, the mayor like cocks a shotgun and takes
Spread
a picture.
It on.
It's great.
Well, they say cheese.
Yeah,
and he goes, spread it on. It's so fucking cool.
So Thorny and Rabbit pull over a speeding car. Rabbit is supposed to take this one by himself. Hell yeah.
It's like bring your son to work day.
Yeah.
As a state trooper.
And we see that it's a Swedish couple.
I think they're just German.
Well, I couldn't tell because they said Swedish a couple times and they said German.
Okay.
And whenever I first heard it, I thought they said Swedish.
Probably.
I couldn't.
It's close enough.
I can't tell really. They're probably German.
They're right next to each
They're
other.
in that area.
Yeah.
Rabbit can't concentrate because the girl is seducing him, like pulling up her skirt a little bit.
Yeah.
And they're gonna give him a ticket or whatever. And then the guy's like, "How about you like to, bone my wife?"
On the hood of the car.
Yeah, and so she gets out and she like spreads them and stuff, and then he just immediately starts groping her and everything. It's like you're out in broad daylight, just like starting to make out in the car.
It's like this is the first good thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah, it's like, please, I need this, man. Because Thorny comes up and he says, "Hey, this car's stolen." It's like we have to take him in. It's like, but while he's like talking to Rabbit about this, you got the guy in the car like with a little feather like tickling his butt and his penis. This is so good.
He's like, stop it.
And then he gets out and they're like, all right, we got to cuff him. They're like, oh, finally.
Kinky now.
Yeah. So good. Then we cut back to Foster. He's flirting more with Ursula. We see Captain's talking with Police Chief Grady about the monkey tattoo and sticker. The captain is trying to be serious while Grady is being a dick. Because Grady doesn't want to help, so his budget will be bigger when the highway patrol is shut down.
Don't you need a highway patrol, though, kind of?
I guess they're just like the police department will just take care of it.
They can't do everything.
It's only like 50 miles. I feel like...
Yeah, you're right. It is only 50 miles.
I mean, all they have to do is hire 4 more guys and they could just cover the entire highway patrol scene. And they'd probably be way better at it at that point. But yeah, they have like a little confrontation. The captain's getting like super pissed. He's like, God damn it.
Yeah, he's being a dick.
Yeah. So Rabbit,
he's like, I'm trying to help you here, man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Rabbit, he takes the Porsche out for a drive. Farva's getting a hot dog at a gas station. Apparently, if you get 10 gallons.
So he just poured.
Yeah,
he didn't have enough.
Half a gallon into a trash can so he could get a free hot
dog. Fucking idiot.
I
love him.
And like when we see Rabbit, he's kind of dressed up, goofy. And we cut to Mac, who's just like looking in the rearview mirror at the lips of a billboard girl
with the speed with the
yeah. It's like at first you see a car going 50 miles an hour, then he goes to his hand and it's like 12 and it slowly like builds up really fast.
But he gets it up to like 56 miles an hour.
It's like, can our hands really move that fast? That's what I want to know. I hope that guy had like some lube or something.
The billboard he's looking at is just like a lady blowing on a set of dice.
Yeah, that's it.
Like he's
just looking at the lips. Nothing else. And then a little later, he's like, they kind of bring it up. He's like, it's a hot billboard. But yeah, then next thing you know, Rabbit zooms past him because he's trying to prank him just like he did earlier. But Farva stops him instead.
Pulls a gun on him.
Puts him against the car, handcuffs him.
Shit.
Yeah.
Same team.
So then we cut to Thorny and his girlfriend. They're talking about like what happens if he gets transferred. Will she move with him? And you're hearing like a kid. What sounds like a kid jumping on a bed. And so she's kind of like, nah, I'm not gonna move with you. And he wants him to because he's got the kid.
Has a good life here.
And then like they walk into the room and you're kind of wondering, it's like, why is he holding like a thing of bananas?
Yeah. Why does he wear any clothes and wear holding bananas?
And then they walk into the room and it's the Swedish couple.
Yay.
Because they're in an open relationship. That was a good bit. Yeah, that's great. Because I was like, wow, I was genuinely a little surprised. Like, oh, I forgot.
It's like, can we stay?
Yeah.
Who wants a mustache ride?
Yeah.
Oh, me. That sounds fun.
This Swedish couple, they're having a good time, man. Or German couple, whatever.
I don't know if I think they're always having a good time.
It's like, are they actually, it's like, how long are they going to stay in there? Do they just want to stay in there at this point? They're probably like getting taken home by a new person every single time.
Just prisoners of the state troopers.
Yeah. So we see Ursula. She gets a prank call from some man. And it's like, hey, look outside. It turns out it's Foster flashing her.
Yeah. Using the voice changer or he's just using a woman's voice.
He's just like doing a woman's voice. Yeah. I did air quotes.
It's like, oh God, he's horrible.
He's horrible. Like jumps back into the window. And then all of a sudden he's got a gun to his back. And then you definitely have a voice changer behind him. It's like, oh God, it was just a joke. I know the person in there.
Bend over, touch your toes. I'm going to show you where the wild goose goes.
Yeah. And it turns out all this terrible flirting works because they go up next to the RV, dead girl RV, and they start like they look about to have sex, and then they break the bed, and it turns out there's weed under it.
A lot.
Yes, a lot. But then we cut to Captain, who is pissed at Farva, Rabbit, and Mac because of everything that just happened.
The Rabbit looks so sad.
Yeah, he's like
so ashamed
because we learn Rabbit is off the streets. Farva's going to be with Thorny. And Mac is going to be on the radio now.
Oh, that's low.
Yeah, that sucks. It's like you're making the wrong call here. Get Farva out of there. The rookie still has a chance, okay?
I don't think he has a choice.
Yeah.
He has to punish him.
So, but then, luckily, Foster brings in the weed. Captain is excited so they can out-cop the cops, essentially, at this point. So then the captain gives everyone a mission. They're going to have, like, Mac and Foster are going to, like, go to, I guess, like a way station or something, dress up as truckers, essentially.
Well, I think that they kind of ad-libbed that.
Yeah, definitely.
They were just supposed to go there.
Yeah, they're just supposed to kind of go there, but then they're like, we'll see a little. We'll get there. We'll get there. But then we cut to Foster and Ursula. They're in the woods in their cop car, and they're about to have sex. And
they lock themselves in the back.
They don't have enough room up front, so they go in the back. And then he shuts the door, and she's like, our cop car is kind of locked from the inside. Yes. I don't know what you're planning on doing here.
The kid got himself out of their car.
Yeah, pretty easily.
Earlier. But maybe that's just
maybe they can change the locks or something. I don't know. We see Thorny is dreading working with Farva. They're kind of talking about him. Farva walks up. Y'all talking about me? He's like, no, we're not talking about you.
He's got his shotgun, pushes him out of the way.
He's ready to go.
It's already like a bad idea.
He is ready to murder.
He's so unfit for this position.
Yeah. So then Mac and Foster, Mac brings up, it's like, what happened to your door? It's like, some kids with a wrench.
Yo, you mean those kids with the wrenches?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we can't take our car.
Yeah. So they see the truck and they're start dressing as truckers. Mac tries to drive the truck, immediately shuts off. Foster's like, all right, I can do it. Immediately shuts off again.
And then after that, they're like, I didn't know it was going to be a stick.
Yeah. So good. So then we cut to Farva and Thorny. Farva's trying to come up with games. And like essentially Thorny's like, I don't want to play any games with you.
Dangerous games.
Yeah. And then they come up with a bit of like, because I guess Farva's like Farva Ram or whatever, and Thorny Rod
something. Rod
Thorny,
Farva.
Yeah, Rod Farva, and it's Thorny Ram or something like that. Yeah, something like that. So they're gonna be called Ramrod. Thorny does not like it though.
Say it. Just say it.
He's like, all right, I'm gonna play like a chicken fucker game or whatever. I'm gonna go up to him and yell chicken fucker.
Because he just doesn't get it.
Yeah, he doesn't understand
why it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. It would have been funny if it wasn't Farva. So he just walks up to the car, chicken fucker. It's like that's not a bit, man. It's not a game.
His parents must have been so upset.
Yeah, they're like, oh, well, thanks.
That's comedy, huh?
This is great, huh?
It's funny.
This is y'all's games.
I'm really glad.
Do we not get enough of this at Thanksgiving? So, Captain calls Grady. Captain gives Grady one last chance to work with him.
Or he'll embarrass him.
Yeah, or he'll embarrass him. Then we also learned that Grady had sex with his cousin.
Yeah.
He's like, that wasn't my cousin.
Wasn't my cousin.
And this is one of another, like, kind of the more obvious shot where he's standing in front of like a deer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he's got the horns. Yeah. So
it was really funny when they were in the office previously talking to each other, and he puts down his coffee cup like right next to the coaster.
Yeah.
And just to piss him off.
Yeah, it's so good. That is.
That's one of those little things.
It's such a small detail that would be something that I would do. It's like, I don't want to say anything to make you mad, but I'm going to like psychologically make you mad.
That's so funny.
And then one of the best bits, Farva and Thorny go to lunch.
To Dimples or what?
Yeah,
Dippies?
something like that, yeah.
What is you want me to dipicize it?
Yeah. Farva, he like asked for a burger. The guy on the intercom's like, could you, we got a burger for a cop. It's like, why'd you say that? It's like, you going to spit in it? It's like, hold the spit. And then it's like, the guy wasn't doing anything bad. He just said for a cop. So that, I mean, that could be a good thing, you know, like maybe like, hey, make it extra good.
Yeah, so he'd make it good.
But then he's like immediately antagonizing the guy. Then he's like, you want to drink with that? He's like, a liter of Coke.
He's like, everything with Farva is
like,
so difficult.
He's like, what's a liter of Coke? It's like, I don't think we have that brand.
Liter of cola?
It's like, Thorny's like, just get a large, dude.
I want a large Farva.
Yeah.
I want a goddamn liter of cola.
Yeah. They go sit down. He's about to eat his burger, and he like looks in it. You think they spit in it? He's like, probably. Like, who cares? Eats it anyways.
Gross.
And they kind of talk about his girlfriend and stuff, but Farva doesn't give a shit.
He just immediately changes the subject to himself.
He just wants to arrest people and stuff. That's all he wants to do. And then, like, I don't remember what the fast food guy was doing, but
he put a hole in his cup underneath the sticker.
That's right, yeah, because he undoes the sticker and it pops out. And he just goes and tackles the guy.
Yeah, he jumps across the bar.
He's so good.
And when he's watching it on camera, he just keeps rewinding it.
Yeah. But then we cut to Farva getting hosed off.
He's like, hey, what's up, you burger bitch?
Yeah, you burger bitch. So good.
They're throwing powder on him.
Yeah.
Like delousing powder.
We'll learn that it's powdered sugar. Then Grady talks to Farva, and this is where we get the powdered sugar bit. He says, what is this? Is this powdered sugar? He's like, yeah. He starts talking a little bit. Tastes good.
Great.
But yeah, Grady's talking to Farva. He's wanting to give info about the RV murder girl by telling him he can work with them if he wants to, which at first he doesn't bite. He's like, I'm not going to do it.
I'm a highwayman.
And he walks out naked in front of Ursula with Foster there. Or no, Thorny there.
What is he calls you that thing that everyone calls you? Charlie's Angel.
Charlie's Angel, yeah.
She hates
He's
it.
like, I've never heard that one before.
She looks a lot like the bunny from Zootopia. You seen Zootopia?
Yeah, I have. I love that movie.
She looks just like, what's her name?
Oh, yeah, because she's got the cheeks.
Yeah. She's so mousy.
Mousy. Yeah, you know the rabbit? Yeah, she looks mousy.
Well,
I mean, no, they're rodents.
She does kind of look like a rodent, like a cute little rodent.
Damn, girl, you look like a rodent. I would suggest never using that as a pickup line.
Nibble on my carrot. Ew.
Do you think, like, hey, girl, you look like a little bunny? Think that would work?
Nah.
Unless they're wearing bunny ears, don't do it.
In my mind, it works every time.
Girl called me bunny, I'd be like, hell yeah, you want to see me hop?
Thump your foot.
It's like, just to let you know, bunnies are fertile.
Bunny Hops, that was her name. Or Judy Hops.
Judy Hops.
That was her name in the rabbit.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that's how you get there, folks.
We got there.
We got there. Join us next week as we do Zootopia.
As we try to remember the names of the characters of Zootopia.
So, Mac, Foster, Thorny, and Rabbit watch Johnny Chimpo and get high.
That's awesome. It looks hilarious.
For evidence.
We used to do this with a Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
Really?
Yeah.
Some of that.
And we even had a German exchange student with us.
Really?
Yeah, it was fun.
Holy shit. You lived the Super Trooper life.
We were trying.
But you were the opposite. You're the people getting pulled over living the Super Trooper life. We see Farva's getting in trouble by the captain. He's on cleaning duty now. And this is obviously when he's like, I'm going to go to the police department. Captain breaks up the watch party. This time we have the German/Swiss guy there. And then essentially comes out, he's like, he's going to go look for a new job, essentially. It's like, wah, 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 Cap. So Ursula and Foster, they're having dinner. They're supposed to dress up like bikers. Ursula dressed up like a motorcycle biker. And Foster
insane.
dressed up as a bicycle biker. Good bit, loved it.
That bit worked really good in 50-year-old versions.
Yeah.
Or 40-year-old version.
50-year-old version. They should have came out with a sequel called that.
Oh, man.
Just like different. Yeah, why
That's
not?
been much sadder.
I don't know. 40-year-old version's pretty sad too. Sorry if there's any 40-year-old versions out there.
I've got a stepbrother who was one of those.
Wow, really?
And now he's
Like by choice or?
I don't think so.
I don't think anybody is by choice, right?
No, there are.
Yeah.
But he definitely wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're a monk or a priest.
He was always pining
Yikes.
over this one girl at work
Mhm.
who had a boyfriend.
Classic.
And it was awful. He ended up going to live with them.
Yeah.
Because he lived at home with us.
So,
God, it was so sad.
geez. Oh my gosh. Guys, moment of silence for this guy.
He's still alive.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
probably.
not his dignity. It's like, that's the worst person you can go move in with. The couple with the girl that you like.
Yeah. It's awful.
That's insane. Jason, something I love about you. You always got a wild, wacky story, man. Usually like 4 an episode. It's great. I hope we never run out. I have 0 stories. You have all.
Life moves on.
So Ursula's got a plan that the highway patrol should give the RV weed to the governor at a governor party thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they called it. I was like, I don't really
maybe.
understand what this is. They're essentially just like, I guess, rewarding for finding all the weed. And it's all so they don't get shut down because Ursula doesn't want Foster to have to move because they're in love for some reason.
Yeah,
It's kind of, I like their relationship. It's kind of cute and fun.
It is. And but oh man, we haven't figured out.
Yeah, we're about to.
Oh, okay.
So
But she lets him in the gate
Yeah.
to steal the Winnebago.
yeah, got the key under the rock. So we're at the shooting range. Matt comes up with a bulletproof cup and Thorny shoots it to see if it works. Foster's telling the gangs the plan. And then like it's great because every time he shoots it, it like flies back. And he's like, oh, it works.
He loves it.
He
He's
loves
like,
it
"This is
because he's a
awesome."
freak. And then like the second time he gets shot, he's like, oh yeah.
He gives it to Rabbit.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's going to be a little pinch.
Yeah. And then Captain walks up. He's like, bulletproof cup. I invented that. Takes the gun from Mac, shoots it at the car. He's like, except we use blanks.
You fucking idiot.
You psycho.
Yeah, we also made the rookie get naked.
Yeah. So great. So great.
It's funny. Imagine a bunch of prisoners yelling at them.
Yeah. And then they tell Captain the plan. So we're at the governor party. It's starting. The only 2 police department. Yeah. So we're there at the party. We got like the mayor's there. It's Mac and.
It's like a policeman's ball.
Yeah, it's like a police ball or something.
I don't know.
And then you got Mac and Captain there. And Farva comes in. He's like, I tried to not get him to come, but he found out anyways. Because they're constantly trying not to invite him to anything. And we learned that there's only going to be 2 police people at the police department. They leave because they're getting like 30 billion calls while they're there. It's like, well, somebody's got to be here to man it. Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
And then we see Foster and Thorny get in, and it's just like there's just a key under a rock, and he's like, "How did you know about this?" And then we see that Rabbit got the police to leave by pretending to have sex with a bear in the woods.
Yes. That's so
Great bit.
awesome.
You have like a group of people watching it.
You're like,
This
hey, you, bear fucker.
It's just like, I guess he got like a radio just making bear noises getting up, like, rawr, rawr, rawr.
He's like, oh, yeah.
And I love how committed to the bit Rabbit is. He even like has like his tooth like blacked out. It's pretty funny. Pretty good.
This is one of because it comes completely out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like what?
And it's so good.
Yeah.
And then when he runs away,
Yeah, it's like
carrying
the
bear.
little legs behind him are like pew, 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 pew. So the the governor shows up and she's like, why the fuck am I here? It's
Yeah.
like, oh, there's because of the police drug bust. He's like, oh, like cocaine, meth. It's like, no, marijuana. She's like, ugh, seriously. It's like, I love it. Even in 2001 in Vermont, they're like, are we seriously like making a big deal about weed?
Still. Yeah.
It's like, come on, we're near Canada. It's like if it was something like harmful, come
Be
on.
like fentanyl,
Yeah.
because it's all coming from Canada, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. It's the wrong border, I feel like. Though. So we learned that the governor is going to leave early. And I love it because before that, the captain and Mac figure this out. They're like laughing and having a good time. Like the captain loves these guys and I love it. But yeah, so they find out that like she's going to leave in like 5 minutes. So they call Thorny and them. It's like, you got 5 minutes to get here.
Yeah,
Get this
then-
little montage of them
the
driving.
watch, and then like Farva puking
Yeah.
up, like drinking and
It's-
puking.
Yeah, it's like booting and rally. It's like, is he drinking milk? Looks like he's drinking beer and milk at the same time.
Probably. Such a
Is it just like
fucking idiot.
pina colada mix or something? Ugh.
This is some shitty light beer.
Yeah, but they make it in time just for them to realize Grady already got the drugs and they know who the dead girl is. If they actually know who she is. They say
probably
she's like a
just made it
dope
up.
queen or whatever.
Yeah,
It feels
Queen Pin,
yeah, drug queen pin or whatever. I'm like, this is
From
totally
Kentucky.
it's totally made up for sure.
Yes.
It was probably a girl locked into that RV, made to eat dog food, or they kind of look like the
like-
Reese's Puffs.
So they could have set him
Cereal.
up.
Yeah, could
Oh,
be. Ooh,
shit.
who knows?
I didn't think about that.
Well, I wouldn't even think of that. I just meant like she could just been like kidnapped in that RV by
Yeah.
somebody.
And they just found the opportunity to
Yeah,
discover some drugs.
yeah,
Genius.
might be.
Criminal
Who knows?
minds.
Who knows?
But yeah, the captain of the police force takes credit for the big drug bust
Yeah.
because they found even more.
Even more, and
drugs.
it's like no. But and then Ursula's like leaving. Foster thinks Ursula set him up. She's like, I can't believe you did this. Tases him
Hell yeah.
because she says like, I bet you're even screwing Grady.
Oh, yeah.
Like, bro,
that was
this
the
is-
right thing to do.
Such a classic thing in these like raunchy comedies. It's all always ends up saying, oh, what was it? Office Space does the same thing. Thanks to screwing the
Yeah.
boss.
Man,
It's such a big bit in all these like 2000 comedies.
That's true.
And then so we're at the station. Everyone's getting drunk except Farva. I kind of love when they all get drunk. This is great.
Yeah, they're
The
funny.
ending is pretty good.
They're just having their last hoorah.
Even Captain. I think it's because, God, I just love fun, drunk Irish Brian Cox.
Yeah.
And so like everyone's there except Farva. Caps is drunk. They go and they hear like noises in the locker room and they see it's Farva. He's in the locker room dressed as a police department uniform. Son of a bitch.
Go miss my locker. Smells
Yeah.
like ass.
Smells-
Just like my girlfriend or something.
Something like that. It's like, what?
Damn. So horrible.
Oh, he told. One of the best bits in this, though. One of my favorites. So he's going to walk out the place. They all scooch in closer. He's like, oh, excuse me. Oh, squeezing in. I love it. It was the biggest laugh I got in the whole movie.
Yeah. And he comes back in and they kind of like surround
They
him.
do it again. He's like, oh, excuse me. He's putting his hands up. It's like, dude, just don't go back in. And then we cut to him. He's handcuffed to a goddamn toilet, baby.
And they took his suit, his
Took his
uniform.
suit and everything because Captain Howe has it on.
And they just driving around pretending to be
just
cops.
getting super drunk. They
God,
pull
it's
someone
awesome.
over. Captain pees on the guy's car.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
When you gotta go, you gotta go. I was just thinking of the McDonald's
So
commercial the
fun.
whole time.
Like this part and or just this movie and also in the movie with McLovin where the cops
Super-
are trying to be cool.
Super bad.
It's always fun when you see cops trying to be fun.
Yeah. It's kind of fun. It's kind of cool and it's cool to see.
Such a fantasy.
Yeah. So they go to Grady's house. Captain's yelling outside of his house, knocking all the shit over, just kind of destroying everything
Calling
around
him
his
out to
house.
fight him.
Yeah. Then you got Foster being like, oh man, I got to call Ursula. Calls over the radio, trying to apologize. And she's like, this is a working live channel. Go to channel 5. He's like, I'm so sorry, baby. Come on, baby. He doesn't actually say it like that. But Ursula's like, got a plan to get them back. Wonder what it could be.
I love it when Brian Cox came back to the car and he's like, give me the 2x4.
Yeah.
And he's like, I need help out here. He takes Rabbit. It's just to help him like hit a tree.
Yeah, it's like, I don't even know what he's hitting, like decorations in the tree.
He's like knocking shit over.
He's like almost hitting Rabbit a couple times. It's so good. Brian Cox, so much fun. So much fun. So while they go, they're kind of waiting for her to see what her plan is, and they see a soap truck drive by them.
Bunty. They're
gonna go get it, but Farva stops them instead. Pulls out a gun on him. He's gonna arrest him. Mac tries to jump and attack him, but Farva just moves out of the way, slips over the car. It's great. Reminiscent of earlier when Rabbit was waxing the car.
Yeah. Nice wax job.
Thorny tries to slide over it. It's so good. Have you ever slid over a car like that?
No, I tried, but I got stuck on
Shouldn't do it because our pants have like metal on them.
Oh, and it scratches it?
Yeah, my friend back in when we were in high school, I remember this. I was like, I'm going to do a hazard over your brand new Nissan Altima. I did over a giant scratch on it. Oh my God. She got in so much trouble. I luckily never had to talk to those parents, but it's okay. Because I don't even know if she really blamed it on me, because later that day, as a joke, they stuffed me in a trunk and of that same car, drove me. They drove me to my house in the driveway, then opened the trunk and let me out. My parents are always outside. I'm like, guys, what are y'all doing? I get in the car. My mom calls, chews them out.
You go back in the car?
Yeah. I was like, well, I didn't know where we really were because, like I just got out and I'm like, guys, this is the stupidest thing you ever did.
So you just took off? That's awesome.
And no, I got in their car and we went back because we lived on the same street. Like it was just like walking distance, not far, just like a few houses down. And mom calls, she's pissed. I'm like, what the fuck?
Stuffing my baby in the trunk.
It's like, drive me to a different house at least. She yelled at the girl who in that car so much.
My parents just would have laughed. I think.
I thought my parents would too, but it was not a funny bit. Or at least to my mom. My dad probably wouldn't have cared. I don't know. He might have. It was kind of hard to tell like what would have been a good joke for him and what wouldn't be. Because he's kind of, he's kind of more of the partier one in the family. I guess it depended how drunk he was. We went walking one night. It was like super late at night, and we're just gonna walk around the neighborhood. I didn't want to go. We're just supposed to walk down this dirt road right in front of my friend's house, and they're like, "Oh, let's just do the whole neighborhood." And I was like, "I don't want to do this," but I'm like, "I don't want to run back." And I was like 14. They were all like 16 or 17 at that point, because my friend was older than me. My best friend was, and of course, a cop drives, unmarked cop.
Like, don't go down that road.
And like my friend dad wasn't home, so I lived on the same street. So who are they gonna call? My dad. He was so mad.
What, just for walking?
Yeah, it was late at night. I guess we're all underage. Property. We're all underage. It's like past midnight. So, this guy took the opportunity to whip it out, tell us to go home.
That's weird that he did that.
Well, he did.
Thing.
Ironically, one of the guys with us, fly was down. He's like, he saw that. He's like, your pecker's out. And it wasn't. His fly was just down.
That's awesome.
It's just like, come on, dude. We're literally.
He was messing with y'all too.
We're literally 10 minutes from the house. We could just ran back super quick. And like people in the backseat were kind of making jokes like, in 5 years, we're all just going to sit back and laugh about this. I didn't get to go back to the party. I had to go back home with my dad. And as soon as he left, I'm glad they think it's fucking funny. And I'm like, guys, shut up in the back seat.
Nice.
Ugh. Well, that brought back some memories. I do have some stories. Anyways, so Farva's going to arrest him. Farva says he turned because they are going to let him actually be a cop because the other team wouldn't let him be a cop. And it's like, yeah, you suck. You're terrible at it. You want to shoot everybody.
He would fit in perfectly with the police, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, hey, all suck.
But he wouldn't because he's too good of a good. He wants to be an actual cop.
Yeah.
That's all he wants to do. He just wants to do it hard.
Yeah.
So they convince him to let them get the truck. They see the meetup of the truck where the soap truck is with all the drugs.
Why are they all kissing the French plane driver?
The French,
the Canadian.
French Canadian. So I guess they kiss. I don't know. That's more Italian, I felt, but I don't know.
They all do it. That's so weird.
And they see that it's like a plane and it just has a Canadian maple leaf on
Canada is responsible for this.
Damn it, Canada. Hey, Canada's got to get weed too, man.
It's legal over there.
Was it in 2001?
I don't know.
I'm going to look it up. You know what? No, I'm not. We'll look it up later. So, and then they see a cop come up, and it turns out it's Grady. Who saw that one coming?
Shit.
And of course, Farva thinks like, oh, he's there for the bus. I better get out there. So he runs off. And then Ursula pops up, scares them all. And they're like, how does Ursula know all about this? How did you know that Ursula knew all about this? And there's like, wait, are y'all together? And she's like, oh. Even the captain's like, good job, Foster. It's that shit right there like really gets me. But Ursula knew and was trying to help them catch like the police in on it the whole time.
Yeah, she was using Foster.
Yeah. And it's like, wait, were you using them or are you like boyfriends? Like, and they're all like, yeah, good job. This is sweet. So they come up with a plan. We see them like, they pull some flares out of a car.
Yeah, what are they going to do with all this shit?
And then like they go to Farva's car and it's like, oh, it's got your name on it, Ursula. And we're like, what?
It's a sex doll.
Yeah. So, and then like Farva comes up. He's like, all right, I'm in on it. I'm helping her. Are we taking these guys down? And they're like, Farva, what are you doing here? And they're like, the drug dealer's like, shoot them, kill them.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And he's like, what? And then the gang drives in with a police car that has a bunch of flares on it, sirens going, and a sex doll with Ursula's name on top of the car. They're going to arrest everybody.
And then they just hop out of the trunk.
Yeah. It's like,
what is this?
Yeah, I guess they just needed the car to go so that they could be in the trunks when they shoot at the car, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, because they didn't shoot at it a lot.
It's barely a plan. You didn't even really need the sex doll, the flares, or anything because you're already in a police car with sirens and lights. And then the whole group starts to fight and the Super Troopers win. Yes.
They're getting their ass kicked by like a giant guy, though.
Yeah. And then until Farva joins and helps, they're able to get the upper hand.
The
Grady and Captain.
The cap, yeah, he's like punching at the air because he's so fucked up.
Drunk, but he wins. He beats him in a fight. Then he like at the end of the fight, he like falls back a little bit, like, oh, okay.
We did it, boy.
We did it. And then we cut to later on. They're all getting together. It's all kind of sweet. Kids there, the girlfriend's there. Ursula, I think, is even there. They learn. They're still being shut down. No.
I didn't see that coming.
And it says, sincerely, Governor Fuckhead. Classic Brian Cox shit right there. So then we cut to 3 months later. Thorny and Rabbit are delivering a keg to a party.
St. Inkies.
Yeah, we see it's the same guys from the earlier in the movie. They're being kind of assholes to him by making deservingly.
They're afraid at first, though.
Yeah, they're really scared. Like, oh no, my parents in the back.
Yeah, my dad ordered the keg.
But like they're messing with him deservedly. They should mess with him because they were dicks to him at the beginning of the movie, and they like having him move the keg around all over the place. And then it turns out they're actually the police department now.
Ready for the fun part?
Boom, boom, boom. And the movie ends, essentially. They're all going to get arrested. But we see they actually stay and party, baby.
Yeah. The dude runs out of the basement. I love acid.
It's great. They're playing a bunch of little drinking games and stuff, cake stands. They're throwing stuff at this guy doing like a little duck. It's like what's the duck shoot game?
It's like the game
Mario?
at the fair.
Duck hunt.
Yeah.
And like every time he hits, he's like ding.
He throws a fire extinguisher.
Throws a fire extinguisher.
What the fuck?
And then there's and then it cuts to the very end after the credits. There's a little outtake of video throwing up.
There's
also the bus.
Yes.
Where all the kids on the bus are pouring milk on them.
And then they kick his ass.
And they're fighting him. It's like, what was the school bus driver even doing at that point?
Really,
or was it being driven by students?
I don't know. I'm really glad they added that bit at the end.
Yeah, that was good. Because I was like, I don't remember what the bus was. Yeah. And that's Super Troopers. We're going to go to our categories. The good, the bad, the ugly, the fine. It's where we discuss the good of the film, something we liked, the bad, something we didn't, the fine, something, or the ugly, something that didn't age well, and the fine, something that did age well. What do you got for the good?
The good, just remembering a lot of it about what made it funny was remembering how funny I thought it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But,
it's a great movie to like talk with a friend with.
Yeah.
Because even if because watching it alone at 8 a.m. in the morning is not the proper way to watch this movie. But watching it with like some of your buds, like smoking or drinking or something, the best way to watch this movie.
And people quoted this movie for like
forever. Like
I mean, still.
I used to always do like, we can't pull over anymore. We're already pulled over. Like me and Richard, I used to love saying that to him.
Every time you go to a fast food restaurant, you think about large farva.
Yeah. For me, I put like the actors are so likable.
Yeah, they
like
really
I want to
are.
hang with these boys.
They do seem like a good time.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they made Beer Fest.
Yeah, right? It's like, let's just get drunk.
Yeah.
I remember watching Beer Fest. I remember thinking that was pretty funny. That came on Comedy Central a lot. I remember that.
Yeah,
in the boot.
Yeah, the boot.
They couldn't figure out how to drink the boot because it'd always spill on them or whatever,
Yeah.
and they just had to like, twist it.
No movie has ever encouraged me to binge drink more.
Man, a good beer movie like will make you go buy a beer.
Hell yeah, man.
Watching,
we used to always watch it at parties.
I remember being in college and I was watching Django Unchained, and it got to the point where Christoph Waltz is talking to Jamie Foxx, and they're in a bar, and he's preparing the beer for him.
Yeah.
And like he has that little stick.
Scrapes the top of it. I love that.
And the way like it was shot, which is something Tarantino's so good, because he's even like with the dessert bit in Inglourious Basterds, like he's would be a great advertising commercial guy. But like I was like, I gotta go. I stopped the movie. I went and got beers. I was like, I had to, and I was like, poured it in a glass.
Yes.
And I was like, I don't have a stick.
You just use your finger.
Yeah. But yeah, I really I like these actors. What's the bad for you?
The bad. I mean, it's not really a whole lot that's bad.
Yeah.
Can't really think of anything.
For me, the bad was watching it alone at 8 a.m.
Yeah,
that was
that's
the
true.
bad for me. That was my bad. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just a fairly, even if it wasn't a comedy, it's a fun movie.
Yeah, it's really fun. I mean, some of the jokes are a little cheesy, but you know, it's okay. They make up for it.
I don't know, but thinking about every joke we talked about, I was like, no, that was a good bit.
Yeah, they're very fucking funny.
And in my notes, I wrote like after almost every joke, that's a good bit.
Maybe seeing John Efferman's penis, that was not my favorite.
Yeah. Why not? I don't understand why. You don't like seeing that?
I mean, there was no problem with it.
What do you think about Walter Goggins' penis in relationships? Yikes. All right, so what do you got for the ugly? This was a pretty easy one, I felt like.
What?
Cops. Cops playing pranks on people. It's not a good thing. Cops aren't your friends. Never fall for a joke.
But
never laugh at them if they're saying meow.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, they will arrest you.
They hate it when you do things.
Yeah, they hate being laughed at. For some reason, they don't get to get laughed at, I guess.
No.
There's
very high stress.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. Though I did get pulled over by one cop, and he was so nice and funny because my name's middle name's James, so Jesse James, you know. And
you shot him finger guns?
No. He's just like, Jesse James, well, you're not living up to that name. And they're like, we're having a good laugh.
And you're like, oh yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah, what do you think about this?
Bam.
And then it's just like I was just going down a hill, and I kind of got a little too fast, and I was like, sorry, you know,
such an outlaw.
I'm a bad boy. And of course, he made a like bank robbing joke. And then he let me go for free. Yeah,
That's
my ugly is bad cops.
You should just
be a good cop.
You should just bring a cowboy hat in your car with you.
I should
for when you get pulled up.
That would be maybe I get more jokes, but I don't know if I want.
If you can make
cops
them laugh, I feel like you got a chance.
Make them laugh, make them laugh. That's Singing in the Rain. All right, what do you got to find? Something that aged well.
I guess I haven't seen any of these guys' newer stuff, but
yeah,
I feel like their brand of comedy is right up my alley.
Kind
I
of
think
the
that ages
legend of
well.
this movie aged well.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like everybody loves Super Troopers if you talk to him about it. Like most people would be like, "You've seen Super Troopers?" Like, hell yeah, bro. Especially our age.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of a bro movie.
I could see like generations under us not liking it and generations above us not liking it as well.
I almost let my oldest daughter watch this with me, but she didn't want to get out of bed this morning. So I guess it's probably good.
Yeah. I just don't think it would.
I think she would have thought it was funny.
I don't know. I don't know your daughter.
I'll have to give it the test.
Yeah, give it a test. Sit down, everybody in your family, to watch this, and just instead of watching the movie, just stare at them from the recliner.
Just say, raise your hand when you stop liking it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fast.
Your wife, one joke in,
yeah,
raises her hand. Mine was Brian Cox, baby.
Oh, he's
Hell
fucking
yeah.
awesome.
That guy is still making bangers, even McDonald's commercials.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum.
Yeah.
And goofy comedies. Even if they're not good, or if you don't find them good, we still need them. And they need to be in theaters.
Especially these days.
Yes. So that's our first category. We're going to hit up our next one, which is double feature. It's where we recommend a movie to go alongside this. You're never going to guess the movies we decide to do.
The whole catalog.
We've talked about them multiple times on this movie. Mine is Club Dread.
Hell yeah.
Cheeseburgers in Paradise.
I need to see that again. I've only seen it one time.
Really? That.
But I really loved. I remember
I've seen that one more than this one.
I love the scene where they're in the maze, like the Pac-Man maze.
Yeah.
And they're just like the strawberries having sex with the pineapple or something. Oh man.
The athletic, like the gymnast sex scene. I remember that. The like random murder that's on the loose. And then just Bill Paxton, man.
It's Peter Coladaberg, damn it.
Yeah. It's just like how they got Bill Paxton to just do his best Jimmy Buffett impersonation. I don't know, but it's amazing.
He probably wasn't doing
I'm just
much.
gonna buy it on Amazon. I can't find it anywhere. It's like $40 to get like a Blu-ray. I don't even think they have a Blu-ray. It's expensive
That's crazy.
to find it because they're just not making it, I don't think. But yeah, so mine's Club Dread. What's yours, baby?
Beer Fest.
Hell yeah.
Obviously.
It's another good one. I've seen that one more than Super Troopers, surprisingly.
God, I loved all the games they play and just like drunk as hell. It's such a fun ass movie.
Just kind of makes you wish like
Makes you wish you had a boot
to
like, drink out
I
of.
wish this is how I spent my college years.
I know.
It's like close group of friends just drinking and getting into debauchery.
Yeah.
Debauchery?
Debauchery. And like I love how John Haverman dies in that movie.
God, I don't even remember that. Spoiler alert.
It's so fun. So funny.
So that's Super Troopers, baby. That's our coverage. Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what you think thought about the movie. Did it hold up for you? Did it not? Make sure to join us next week. We're not done with comedies, baby. We're getting wilder. We're getting a little older. We're going to be talking about an actor who's looked the same for like 70 years of his life. Because we're doing The Jerk, baby.
Hell
One of the
yeah.
funniest movies ever made.
Fucking classic.
Hell yeah. Let's hope we still think that. Though, I mean, The Jerk's like known as one of the best comedies ever.
Hell yeah, man.
I even think Super Troopers showed up on some of those lists, I'm sure. So yeah, join us for that. Steve Martin is amazing. It's just his when he was younger, the type of comedy
There's gonna be a lot
he
of
did.
facts about Steve Martin too. I feel like
Yeah, we'll see.
he's been around for a minute.
See how many factoids I want to drop on that boy. So yeah, join us next week for that. Leave us some fan mail. Links at the top of the description. And at the bottom, you can leave us one at our email. We recommend mailbag@gmail.com. Leave us some reviews. Just be like, yo, thanks for recommending Super Troopers. It making me rewatch it. That freaking rule, dude. So yeah, only 5 stars, please. Or we'll Super Trooper you. Right, meow. I'd like to thank Joey Prosser for our intro and outro music. You can follow on X at Mr. Joey Prosser. And man, this has been the We Recommend podcast. I'm Jesse.
I'm Jason.
Pull over.
I can't pull over anymore, man.
I'm already pulled over. Pull over. Bye.